Hi everyone, my name is Claudio Deola. I am the Senior Humanitarian WASH Advisor at Save the Children, but I'm now speaking to you on behalf of the WASH Roadmap as one of the two co-chairs appointed by his steering committee. In this session, I will explain in practical terms what is the roadmap, its theory of change, its vision, and how concretely we believe the roadmap could change the humanitarian WASH sector over the next year. As already mentioned in the introduction by my colleague, during the last 40 years, the humanitarian WASH sector conducted a thorough and humble exercise of self-analysis and self-evaluation. This exercise recognized the need of a harmonized and collective strategic approach for the WASH sector, which in turn culminated with the activation and the endorsement of the WASH roadmap. We believe the roadmap will enhance the capacity of the WASH sector to provide high quality and accountable responses rooted in preparedness across the humanitarian and development nexus. The roadmap will build resilience and mitigate the impact of emergency while increasing disaster risk reduction, climate change adaptation, and environmental protection. In addition, innovative and predictable and flexible multi-year funding of the humanitarian WASH response has the potential to contribute to the target set by the Sustainable Development Goals for the sector. So, in a nutshell, the vision of the roadmap is that the WASH sector by 2025 will have the capacity and the resources to deliver in emergency at scale, anywhere and at any time. The vision will be achieved through three strategic axes and three pillars that integrate and mainstream the core principle of humanitarian assistance. The first axis is about the survival WASH, in the recognition that humanitarian WASH responses are life-saving and are driven by public and environmental health outcomes. The second axis is about quality. It is fundamental that humanitarian WASH responses consistently comply with agreed accountability and quality standards. The third axis looks at humanitarian WASH responses that are predictable and result in sustainable impacts. These axes are underpinned by three functional pillars, which respectively elaborate on the capacity of the sector, on the coordination around the sector, and eventually on the crucial aspect of the financing of the WASH sector. The roadmap's implementation plan, informed by this theory of change, is composed by 17 strategic initiatives, which focus on 4 key thematic areas: information and knowledge management, capacity development and professionalization, coordination and quality, and eventually innovative funding and resource mobilization. Here you can see how the 17 strategic initiatives have been categorized under the 4 thematic working groups. It is worth noting that each working group has its own representative, and these are members of the executive committee of the roadmap. We can see how initiatives directly support the axis and reflect on the pillar. For instance, the WASH in public health emergency links to the survival WASH. The accountability and quality assurance link to the second axis, and the WASH severity index looks at the predictability of WASH responses. Each strategic initiative is led by one or two organizations which estimated the investment required, which drafted concept note and the work plan. The implementation plan of the roadmap is aligning existing resources in the WASH sector, and as such is to be supported by a financing framework which outlines the investment required to reach the vision. Finally, we would like to reiterate and to stress the importance of a strengthened collective commitment and the strategic engagement by all stakeholders active in the WASH sector. We will not be able to achieve the roadmap ambition if we will not work together and if we will not be inclusive by welcoming as many organizations as possible. This slide gives you the idea of the joint effort of the massive and terrific collaborative exercise which is the WASH roadmap. These organizations are currently formally engaged with the roadmap, and it is our commitment to do our best over the next year to further expand this list by also prioritizing national and local organizations.